Hey, what's up everybody, and welcome back to another episode of News Dose, where I keep you up to date with everything happening in the gaming world. And Xbox announced some more games releasing for Xbox Game Pass for the month of April. We got some pretty good ones here as well that already adds to an absolutely stellar month for Xbox Game Pass, so we will go over that here in just a moment. But as always, we have plenty more to talk about as well, as I do cover the entire industry. And to start off this episode, we got some weird stuff happening with Amazon Friends today, as they listed several PlayStation exclusives for the PC platform, and really the internet just kind of blew up over this. This included Days Gone, Uncharted the Nathan Drake Collection, and Persona 5, which would be some pretty big games for PC. However, Sega came out pretty quickly and denied this Amazon Friends listing, noting it was just an error. And of course, that was unfortunate because it would be really nice to see Persona 5 on more platforms. I think Persona 5 could have really benefited from something like that and sell a lot more copies on other platforms, but Atlas has always been a weird company for me. But moving beyond that, both Days Gone as well as Uncharted, of course, are first-party PlayStation exclusives. So to see those pop up on Amazon was incredibly exciting, and we do know that PlayStation is trying to release more of their games on PC. We have seen this with Death Stranding, Detroit Become Human, and Horizon Zero Dawn, so it was actually pretty believable that Uncharted the Nathan Drake Collection and Days Gone could pop up on PC. Now keep in mind, Amazon Friends also listed Horizon Zero Dawn before it was officially announced for PC as well, so everything seems like this is probably going to happen, but Sony also did later come out and confirmed to IGN that this was also an error. Now, I still do 100% believe Sony will be releasing more games on PC in the future. PlayStation themselves have noted that they want to expand beyond just PlayStation. However, I'm not expecting them to release all of their games on PC. I also don't think that they will go the Xbox route and release games day and date alongside the PlayStation. In other words, when they do release PC games, I expect them to do timed exclusivity on consoles. So basically, you would see a PlayStation 5 game release, and then maybe like 6 months later or a year, that game may or may not pop up on PC. Nonetheless, though, these Amazon Friends listings for the time being does seem like an error. PlayStation themselves did confirm this, so I don't expect them to be released on PC anytime soon. Does that mean that they're not going to ever? I don't know, but anytime soon, probably not. Moving on though, let's talk about those Xbox Game Pass games because, well, Microsoft announced quite a few more games for the month of April. On Xbox Game Pass for PC, we have The Long Dark, Deliver Us the Moon, Levelhead, Gato Roboto, Machinarium, and the big one here, Gears Tactics. On console, unfortunately, we will not be getting Gears Tactics or Machinarium, though we will get Gears Tactics later this year on console. Overall, this has been a stellar month though for Xbox Game Pass, and when you look at the total library for the month of April, you have 12 new games on Xbox Game Pass Ultimate that includes Nier Automata, Journey to the Savage Planet, and Gears Tactics. I mean, I can already tell you that Nier Automata is a masterpiece. That alone made April worth it. And then you have Journey to the Savage Planet, and that's a really good game as well, in my opinion, that's only 3 months old. I'm also expecting Gears Tactics to be a great game, and then you have Machinarium, which is a really good point-and-click adventure game. The Lone Dark and Gato Roboto, for that matter, are good games, and I'll have to check out some of these other games that I haven't played, but you have to love Xbox Game Pass. They just have so many high-quality games releasing on a monthly basis, ranging from big AAA games like Nier Automata and Yakuza 0, to their first-party releases like Ori and the Will of Wisps, and then you have Gears Tactics coming later this month, and then you have these interesting independent games like The Lone Dark and Journey to the Savage Planet. It's just so much bang for your buck, and just looking at the entire list for April, and I'm like, wow, I mean, this month really did turn out to be really good. Now, I will say that Game Pass for PC was a little bit better than the console version for this month, considering it did get Gears Tactics, and I know that may be a little disappointing for console gamers, but do keep in mind, Gears Tactics will be coming to console later this year. With that said though, this was still a great month overall. Again, you have Nier Automata, you have Gears Tactics, you have Journey to the Savage Planet, Gato Roboto, The Lone Dark, Machinarium. I mean, there's a lot of really good games here. if you haven't played some of those games, do go check them out, but I do think this was a really good month for Xbox Game Pass. Now, staying on topic of Xbox for just a moment, Phantasy Star Online 2 has also gotten a release date for PC, and it is set to release sometime next month in May. We don't have an exact release date just yet, but it was oddly confirmed to be a Windows Store exclusive, and I do find that part to be a little surprising. Microsoft has been partnering up with Steam quite a bit lately, so I kind of figured Phantasy Star Online 2 would be available on Steam at launch as well, but even though it's not releasing on Steam immediately, I still do expect a Steam release later on because the Steam logo did show up on the Phantasy Star Online 2 website quite a long time ago, but it appears it won't release on Steam day and date with the Windows Store for the time being. And speaking of that, I didn't really know this until last weekend, but you can actually play Phantasy Star Online 2 right now on your Xbox. I guess it's been up for download since March 17th, and it's not officially released, but it's an open beta for anybody to download and play right now. So if you're looking for a good JRPG on Xbox or an MMO, then go check out Phantasy Star Online 2. It's a free-to-play game and a high-quality one at that, so definitely go check out Phantasy Star Online 2. Moving on though, one anonymous developer has revealed why Nintendo consistently puts out high-quality games, and that's because Nintendo allows their developers to take as much time to develop a game to get the quality that they want. This may unfortunately cause delays in their games, but when it eventually ships, more often than not, Nintendo is happy and confident with the product that they're shipping. Actually, Shigeru Miyamoto once said, "A delayed game is eventually a good game, but a rushed game is forever bad." And he does make a good point there, and it does seem like Nintendo follows this motto pretty well. If you really think about it, Nintendo was set to release Metroid Prime 4 some while ago, but for whatever reason, they were unhappy with the product that they were making, and because of that, they practically restarted development on it, or they actually did restart it, and let Retro Studios develop it instead of the original studio. Now that was actually a huge announcement, but if you remember, the game community was not overly upset about this. Now I do know that there was some fans that were really upset, I'm not saying nobody was, but I think even most fans understood this decision, and they trust Nintendo. That is incredibly impressive to have that type of trust with your fan base. A lot of the times when a game is delayed, fans become very agitated, but with Nintendo, I think because they have consistently produced games with such high quality, fans have come to trust them and their decisions. Now, I'm not saying that Nintendo is perfect or anything like that, and they have made bad games as well, but overall, they do make a lot of really high quality games. In fact, it's not very often when Nintendo ships a game out and there's just a ton of bugs being reported in said game, or just a game that feels bare bones. Nintendo does a really good job with their game development, and I have to applaud Nintendo for this. I would like to see other developers do something similar and focus on high quality, rather than shipping a game that is not ready. It is a business though, and I understand that, and these companies probably feel urged to get games out and pretty fast so they can make more money, but I do like Nintendo's approach here a lot, and I think Nintendo is being rewarded for their patience this generation. They have several games selling near the 20 million mark, which is just unheard of. Smash Bros., Mario Kart 8, Animal Crossing, and Pokemon will probably end up selling 20 million copies apiece, and that is just crazy, but yeah, Nintendo really does give it that Nintendo seal of quality. Now, speaking of Nintendo, something interesting popped up yesterday, and I won't talk about this one for too long, but apparently Pokemon Pink was actually a planned Pokemon game. This is according to a data miner revealing that Pokemon Pink was meant to launch side by side with Pokemon Yellow. Instead of having Pikachu as your companion though, it would have likely been Jigglypuff or Clefairy, and I would say it was probably going to be Clefairy. The thing is, and a lot of people probably don't realize this, but Clefairy was actually meant to be Pokemon's original mascot. From my understanding at the very least, when Pokemon first became a comic book, Clefairy was chosen to be the main Pokemon character, but later when it was adapted to being an anime show, they chose Pikachu instead. That was a great choice in my opinion, as both boys and girls love Pikachu, and Clefairy may have not been as loved by boys. Nonetheless though, it looks like Game Freak was going to not only have an adaptation for the mascot we all grew up to love, which was Pikachu, but they were also going to have one that had the original mascot, Clefairy, following you around. Of course, this never actually happened, though it is interesting to think about in an alternate timeline, and what it could have meant for the future of Pokemon. I mean, can you really imagine a future where Clefairy was also considered one of the main mascots to the Pokemon franchise? And really, if you think about it, it seems like Clefairy has been a bit of a forgotten character by Game Freak, as even the Let's Go series had Eevee as the second companion rather than Clefairy. So by this point today, I think Pikachu and Eevee will be more remembered than Clefairy, which was again supposed to be the original mascot. It's very interesting to think about. And now for the last bit of news, Gamescom, the physical event, appears to have been canceled. It appears Germany will be halting all major events until August 31st, and Gamescom, of course, is set to be in August. So from the sounds of it, either Gamescom would be delayed or it would be canceled. And yes, Gamescom did post an update about this topic, letting everybody know that they will not be delaying Gamescom, but it will, however, be a digital event. Honestly though, I kind of expected this to happen. I don't think it's smart to have any major event like this for the year of 2020 if you can avoid it. I mean, if you can just do a digital event, then absolutely do that. It may not be perfect, but we will see how it all works out. Now, they did note that they will give more information on this event sometime later on, so I am interested to see what happens with Gamescom. ESA also went through something very similar with E3, and they did try to keep that alive for a while, and it was eventually canceled completely, so it will be interesting to see what happens here with Gamescom. Really though, I think the only major event left for this year in the game industry that has all the big publishers there is the Game Awards show. Of course, the Game Awards is still like 7 or 8 months away though, so a little too far out to think about, but yeah, it's been a weird year. Anyways though, that's it for this episode, but if you liked the video, don't forget to hit the bell notification and subscribe button for more content just like this. Peace out.